Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to go ahead and graph parametrics on your calculator. So the first thing you need to do here is you need to go to a mode. And in mode, you can go ahead and change it from function notation to the PAR stands for parametric notation. And when you do that, when you hit the y equals, you're now going to get parametric equations. So that's a little different view for you. Also, when you hit the variable button, usually when we press that, we get an X. All right, but now we're just getting T's. Okay, this is the button that is just the corner of the second button. So you can't press an X anymore, it just turns into a T. Okay, also I want to change this to degree mode because for the problems that we're going to do. So for number 11, it asks you to approximate the maximum because we actually can't find the maximum on these calculators in parametric mode. So to approximate it, we can do the x equals is going to be 88 cosine of 60. And then again, press that variable button just right below mode and it turns to be a t. It's no longer an x. And then go down to the y equals. Now, this y equals equation has an h plus. We haven't seen that. That just means initial height. So we're just assuming that all these heights are 0. So I'm just going to ignore that completely. So we're just going to get 88 sine of 60 t minus 16t squared. Okay? So now, when I hit graph, it shows my graph. Now, when you do it, I'll start from Zoom 6, which is standard. So Zoom 6, don't really have much going on there. So you have to go to Zoom. Here you go. Here's what's going on. So I'm gonna do my minimum at 0, my maximum just at 100. I'll do my Y min at 0 and my Y max at 100, just so I can kind of sort of look at this. All right, and I have a feeling that what messed up here is this T values right here, this T step. And this T max, so I want to take this to be a smaller step. There we go. So what the step does is it just says how many T values it's going to show. Okay, so before it was 7.5, it was just going to show every 7.5 seconds essentially. We don't really want that. So even if we have it show just every 1 second, it's still going to be kind of... I'm doing a video, son. It's going to be a little off as a graph. So I usually do on the window, I usually do like a 0.1. And this T max is how many seconds it's going to be. So 360 is kind of ridiculous for this problem. You don't need that many. So I'll just do 10. Okay, and then I get a graph of that. Now that's not enough. I need to go further over. So I'm going to go back to window and do my X max at 300. And that should be more than enough. And boom, there's your graph. That's how you graph in parametrics. Again, on the T minimum, that's just the T it starts at. The T maximum, that's where it ends at. And the step is just, it'll just plot this case, every 0.1 second, it plots something. Everything else is the same from before. So we hit trace because you want to approximate what's going on. And you can kind of see here, it's doing it every 0.1 seconds. All right, and that little bugger is starting to get up there as a max. So the max is about right here, about 90.745. It looks like that's going to be a max for us, okay? If you wanted to do a step of like 0.01, that's a lot of steps, okay? It's going to take some time there to graph the entire thing. So you can do that. It's more accurate. It's just going to be a lot slower. As you can see, it is just taking forever. Any day now. And what's going to be annoying about this is when I hit... Oh, it's still going. It's just off the screen. If you can tell this little bar up to the upper right saying it's still loading. You have to wait for that to stop. It's still going. It's still going. Oh my garage. Finally it stopped. So when I hit trace, it's going to trace every little tiny step. You see how long it's taking it now to go over there? This will be more accurate to get that maximum height, but it's just going to take forever. Okay? Likewise, if my do a T-step is like 1, And I graph it a lot quicker, as you can notice. When I hit trace and I go over, it only goes over every 1 second. So again, not as accurate. So just kind of be aware of that. Okay, so if you have any questions with how to graph in parametrics, you can just email your teacher. Again, I just did example number 11. And if you're still a little confused, go with the notes key, and maybe that could guide you to a little bit more success.